He doesn't wear designer suits. He doesn't fly private jets. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. And yet, he's one of the richest men on earth. They call him the Oracle of Omaha. But behind the fortune is a mind unlike any other. Curious. Patient. Ruthless. Kind. This is the story of a boy who sold chewing gum door to door and became the most successful investor the world has ever known. This is the life of Warren Buffett. Warren Edward Buffett was born on August 30th, 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska. The United States was deep in the Great Depression. His father, Howard Buffett, was a stockbroker and later a congressman. His mother, Layla, managed the home with a quiet discipline that shaped Warren's obsessive habits. By the time he was 6, Warren was already thinking like a businessman. He bought packs of Coca-Cola from his grandfather's grocery store and sold them for a profit. He'd go door to door selling chewing gum, soft drinks, and even magazines. He didn't just want to make money, he wanted to understand it. At age 11, he bought his first stock, 3 shares of City Service. He learned an early lesson. He bought at $38. The price fell to $27. Scared, he sold. Then it climbed to $40. He never forgot the regret. Patience pays. By his teens, he was already running businesses. Pinball machines in barbershops. Newspaper routes. By the time he graduated high school, he'd saved over $5,000, about $60,000 in today's money. He applied to Harvard. Rejected. Then he heard of a man named Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing. Graham taught at Columbia. Warren applied. Accepted. And that changed everything. Graham's philosophy was simple but revolutionary. Buy companies that are undervalued. Not flashy. Not trendy. Just companies that are worth more than the market thinks. Warren absorbed every word. After graduating, he offered to work for Graham for free. Graham said no. But Buffett kept writing, kept asking. Eventually, Graham relented. Warren moved to New York and joined the Graham Newman Corp. He learned how to read financial statements like a detective, how to value assets, understand balance sheets, and smell opportunity. But Buffett was restless. Graham was cautious, too cautious. Warren wanted to go deeper. So when Graham retired, Buffett returned home to Omaha and started his own investment partnerships. He began with family and friends. $100 here. $1,000 there. He had one rule: he'd take no salary. He'd only profit if they profited. Trust, he believed, was everything. And then the machine started moving. Buffett began buying companies. Not stocks. Companies. He bought a textile mill called Berkshire Hathaway. It was struggling. But he saw hidden value. Eventually, he used it as the holding company for all future investments. And what investments they were. Insurance. Media. Railroads. Banks. Consumer goods. Buffett wasn't looking for flashy tech or moonshots. He wanted companies with durable advantage, strong brands, reliable cash flow, competent ethical management. And once he bought, he held and held and held. While others panicked, Buffett waited. He formed a legendary partnership with Charlie Munger, his closest friend and philosophical sparring partner. Munger pushed Buffett beyond numbers. He taught him to look at moats, competitive advantages that keep companies strong. They focused on quality, not just cheapness. That shift changed everything. Buffett began buying businesses he admired, not just those on sale. He famously bought shares in Coca-Cola, American Express, and the Washington Post. He didn't chase fads. He didn't care about market noise. He read. He thought. He waited. By the 1990s, Buffett had become a cult figure. His annual letters to shareholders were read like gospel, part investing masterclass, part comedy, part life advice. Simple language. Deep wisdom. He wasn't just teaching about money. He was teaching about discipline, temperament, and ethics. He reminded people that investing is emotional. That fear and greed are the enemies of rational thinking. Buffett didn't just win in the market. He changed how people thought about wealth. And yet, he never changed who he was. He still lived in the same modest house in Omaha, still drove himself to work, still drank 5 cans of Coca-Cola a day, still ate McDonald's breakfasts priced by the stock market that morning. He became a billionaire and gave most of it away. Buffett pledged over 99% of his wealth to philanthropy. He created the Giving Pledge alongside Bill Gates and Melinda French Gates. He believes that money is not the measure of a man's life. It's how you use it. And still, every year he hosts the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting in Omaha. Tens of thousands of people call it Woodstock for capitalists. They come to hear him speak. To listen to a man who reads 500 pages a day, thinks in decades, and lives in simplicity. And he still writes. Still jokes. Still reminds us that the most powerful thing in investing is time. But who is Warren Buffett really? He's a contradiction. A billionaire who hates luxury. A man obsessed with money who never spends it. A ruthless capitalist with a deep moral compass. A public figure who avoids the spotlight. He's a man who waits. Who says no 99 times to say yes once? Who believes that the best investment you can make is in yourself? Warren Buffett is now in his 90s. Still sharp. Still reading. Still learning. And as we watch him, we're reminded of something rare. That greatness doesn't have to be loud. That wisdom is quiet. That success doesn't have to look like excess. Because sometimes the richest man in the room is the one who stayed calm when everyone else lost their minds. Warren Buffett didn't just build wealth. He built trust. He built a philosophy. He built a life of clarity, restraint, and brilliance. And he taught us that money is a tool. But character is everything.